Today is day 2 of Formula One's pre-season testing in Bahrain, and if you are to look at it compared to yesterday, then you can expect that the teams will continue learning their programs, continue testing different things, and gathering data on various factors that they are trying to test during this particular session. And some of the teams are going to continue swapping drivers, meaning in the morning they will have one driver and the other one to take the duties in the afternoon. Other teams are expected to learn one driver, or one driver will learn the entire program for the day. And there are teams that had one driver learning the program for the entire day yesterday. And one such driver is Max Verstappen, who learned the program in the morning and yesterday afternoon. And I would expect that Red Bull would have Liam Lawson today for the whole day. Similarly, Racing Bulls, Aston Martin, and Haas might end up having a driver for the day's program. That would be expected given the program that they ran yesterday, and probably they will have a different run program for tomorrow. But at least this pre-season testing is ongoing. Quite a lot is happening. And I'm also looking forward to hearing, the interviews that drivers will be doing, the team principals comment on various issues. There's still an ongoing conversation about the engine regulations, especially given that some of the manufacturers have raised an issue in relation to the compression issue that Mercedes is running or has. And all those are things that make this pre-season testing interesting. And if this is the first time that we are meeting, I am Joe. And on this YouTube channel, I talk about Formula One and the business of Formula One. But I think the beauty of having this kind of tests is the fact that now teams have yesterday's data as a baseline, which means they can be able to look at it and improve on some areas, fine-tune on others, continue gathering data on others, and also drivers can continue practicing the different tools that they have or that are at their disposal. Drivers are now learning to overtake without using DRS. They are learning how to actually be able to harvest energy. They are learning how to boost, how to use such tools as boost, overtake, and all others. All these are important because when you get to the first race in Australia and the subsequent races, if you're a driver, you do not want to not be able to understand how your machine is operating. And I think also very important is the communication between drivers and the engineers. They needed to be able to establish how they communicate, the code that they use, which might be okay for quite a number of drivers because they don't have new race engineers, which might be different for Lewis Hamilton, who will be having a new race engineer this season. All these are important details when it comes to this entire pre-season testing. But of course, not forgetting, reliability, the new compound tires that Pirelli has brought into 2026. There's quite a lot that is going, and I think this is going to be a very serious business when it comes to this pre-season testing, at least for this first week, and then the subsequent second pre-season testing next week. As a Formula One fan, I'm happy because this means that each day takes us closer to the first race in Australia, and that's what I'm personally looking forward to. I want to see actual racing. But this is a good compromise. Seeing the cars on track, being able to hear drivers speak about it, being able to see that all teams are working as hard as they can to be able to ensure that they have a car that is optimized, that is performing, that can actually race for the next 24 races. It actually shows that the teams are very committed to the projects that they have. It is also good to see that the men and women working in these teams are working very hard to ensure that they can be able to deliver a good car, and also that the drivers have a car that they can race with. And I think that's good for us fans because we'll be able then to have competition that we can enjoy in the course of the season. But it's also good for the sport as a whole to be able to see that new regulation changes can be implemented and the teams can be able to take up that challenge and be able to create or develop cars that actually are within the law or that are legal and that can be able to still be competitive. That to me is actually why I watch Formula One. The racing itself, but equally the business side of it. I want to actually pick a lot of lessons being an entrepreneur and a business person. I find a lot of similarities between Formula One and the world of business. And those are things that if you're an entrepreneur or if you're a business owner, you can be able to pick a number of things from Formula Ones that you can be able to operate or implement in your business. Whether that's how you manage your team, how you manage your inventory, how you actually manage the entire organization from a commercial point of view or from a technical point of view. There are quite a lot of things that one can learn, and it is my hope that we can be able to pick some of those lessons, and especially if you are running your business, whether it's a big business or even if you are a sole entrepreneur. Watching Formula One is exciting. It can also be a place where you can get inspiration by getting some of the things that you are watching and learning from Formula One and applying them into your business. And that's a conversation that I'm very interested to have, and I'm looking forward to having those conversations with you. And if this is the first time that we are meeting, I am Joe, and on this YouTube channel I talk about Formula One and the business of Formula One. And if you have enjoyed this particular conversation, I want you to consider subscribing to this YouTube channel, and I'm going to see you in my next video.